Come one, come all to the Anime Kai podcast. Thank you all for joining in and listening to this brand new podcast. That is the start of a brand new journey. Yes. I will be your host, Angelo, anime connoisseur and friends to all that is weebs. Allow me to introduce you guys to my co-hosts, starting with my good friend here, Jay. Jay, say hi.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm an anime lover like my fellow man here. Also, I am the host as well. So, back to you, Angelo.
Okay, yes. We are all hosts. My bad. I am sorry. Anyways, introducing the other members of this beautiful cast. Travis, take the stage.
Thank you, Angelo. And yes, we all deserve a promotion with the podcast. So, AJ, you are absolutely right with that one. How y'all doing? My name is Travis. I love anime, much like these fine gentlemen. And I hope you enjoy this podcast. Back to you, Angelo.
Alrighty. Good. Now, last but certainly, maybe the least. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. Danilo!
Yeah, to go through his trading in.
What's up, everybody? It's Danilo here. I've loved anime for a very long time. Dragon Ball Z, growing up just like you guys have. It's one of the best tsunami animes that ever came out during the late 2000s, around there. Oh god, good times. Same thing with like G Gundam Wing. Even I remember Sailor Moon, Hamtaro, and all that stuff. I like, damn, man.
It's Hamtaro time.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Man, it was such a good time back in the day.
So, this anime podcast is created, obviously, by us. There is a fifth member, but unfortunately, he won't be joining us as of yet. He's going through a personal journey of his that I won't say.
We all wish him the best.
Yes. And we all decided that the best anime to start this, first of all, this will be a review.
The best anime? I don't know.
The best anime.
A
where
good anime.
We're going
Let's
to be
put it that way.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll be in the whole world universe. Yeah.
Let's just say it's one of the best. It's one of the best. Let's go with that. How about that?
Oh, one of the best.
Okay.
All right. Fair.
We're not saying that our topic is the best, because a lot of people agree to disagree, but this is one of the best anime podcasts. Continue, Angela, please.
Yes. Alrighty. So this will be a review anime podcast where we will decide which anime that we will review from start to finish, cutting it down in a seasonal format. And we all decided that the first anime that we'll decide to review will be none other than everyone's childhood favorites, Dragon Ball Z.
And we ain't talking about that shit try to do. Go on.
Now then, before we start, my gentlemen, I'd like to, I made a list here of what I like to call the anifacts, just small details about the anime that we will be reviewing, for any of our listeners that like trivia or just don't know stuff, I guess, fun little details. We all know this famous man, this good old man that brought us the joyous stories of Dr. Slump and such. I'm talking about the man himself, Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and the many other iterations. I don't know if he made Dragon Ball GT as well.
He did not, but
I don't remember he was.
But fun fact, as a matter of fact, before he started working on Dragon Ball Super, which most of you probably know, came into this series, Akira Toriyama was actually working on a new series called Dragon Ball AF, or After Future. It was after the events of GT. he got pulled off that project in order to make the Dragon Ball Super manga and anime that you all know.
Interesting. Alrighty. Let's see here. A few other anifacts that I have is that Dragon Ball Z is, well, you guys probably know this, but just to put it out there, it's based off of the story of Sun Wukong and the famous story Journey to the West. Another cute little trivia is that the Saiyans' names are all based off of vegetables, so you will notice a few interesting naming things. And I decided to check the ratings on Dragon Ball Z online. It's sitting at a nice 8.8 on IMDb and a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. As it should.
I'm going to ask our gracious host here, what rating would you give Dragon Ball Z on your anime scale?
Oh, my good sir, that is a question best served for after the recap.
All right, we'll wait for that one.
Which I will start now, unless anyone's got something to add in. Anyone? No? Okay, the silence will be my go-to. Let's start things off here with the Saiyan saga of Dragon Ball Z. It has been 5 years since the events during the end of Dragon Ball, where Piccolo Jr., that's right, I say Piccolo Jr. in order to avoid confusion. We're not talking Demon King Piccolo here, no sir. Him and Goku had just had their final fights in the World Martial Arts Tournament at the end of Dragon Ball. After that little nice flashback, we start things off with Goku heading towards Master Roshi's place. Master Roshi is his teacher, who has taught him everything he knows in his fighting style, also known as the Kame style.
Including, by the way, another fun fact, Master Roshi actually taught Goku basic math.
I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I really did not know that.
Yeah.
I guess technically, like the kid was basically like an orphan and basically got taught by like a father figure like Master Roshi. So I guess it makes sense that he would learn like basic things like that, including like math. So.
Pretty much, yeah.
He didn't pick up Master Roshi's pickup lines for women.
Continuing on, he is introducing his friends, Master Roshi, Bulma, and Krillin, to his 4-year-old son, Gohan. Elsewhere, however, a spaceship lands on Earth. Emerging from the spaceship is a character named Raditz. He meets Piccolo and shows Piccolo who's the big dog, nearly killing him before using his scouter, a machine that scans someone's power level, to notice someone of a higher power level was nearby. Raditz finds our main characters, and then they realize that they have a tale similar to that of Goku when he was a kid. Raditz informs Goku that, hey, you're not a human from Earth, you're a Saiyan, and your name is Kakarot, my little brother. In disbelief, Raditz catches Goku off guard, and then snags Gohan away. Around this time, Piccolo comes in, and putting aside their differences from the past of Dragon Ball, they both decide to head towards Raditz. As they encounter Raditz, he's keeping Gohan in his spaceship. They decide to fight him, but, to no avail, because he's big bad, he's strong. It took, I believe, Piccolo to use his special beam cannon, but also with the help of Gohan, because it's in this moment that The little pipsqueak 4-year-old has a lot more power than anticipated. He breaks free from the spaceship, lands a fiery headbutt, giving Goku the chance to hold him back as Piccolo launches that special beam cannon, taking out not just Raditz, but Goku.
In which case, Piccolo was very happy to go through and take out both Raditz and Goku. Raditz is just because he was in his way, but Goku because of revenge and everything of what happened. In the
what's kind of cool that when I started watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, it's just like he actually did use dialogue that was very like, it looked like he really wanted to kill him in the first place, and it was just he just happened to be there. And then yeah, like the grin and then the dialogue over of the situation that he was just going like he was so wanting to blast him.
I wonder if that's what made him good.
No, what made him good was Gohan. That's what made him good because
all right, fair enough.
Far more of a father figure to Gohan than Goku was. We'll get into that later.
No, that's a discussion for a different time. The debate on whether or not Goku is a good father, that alone is an episode.
There's so many.
That's kind of a controversy there, man.
Controversy, nothing. There is flat out.
I believe Goku is a good father.
Not a good father.
I mean, there's a controversy with Vegeta too. Vegeta's not that great of a father either.
I mean,
what? Yeah.
I would say far more than Goku. To be honest, I would say if you're comparing Vegeta and Goku to being a father figure, Vegeta takes it.
No.
Yeah.
I would say Vegeta. I would say Vegeta is a slightly better father, just slightly.
Yeah, just slightly. Also, for our listeners and for context, Saiyan, as our gracious host Angela said, by the way, a Saiyan is a alien warrior race. In this.
Alrighty then. I'll continue on. So, before Raditz kicks the bucket, he informs to our heroes that they have exactly 1 year before 2 other Saiyans, stronger than he is, will appear. You guys might already know them. My good gentleman here had already spoken one of their names.
Yes,
but
it's himself and the used car auto parts store.
Fearing this, Piccolo took the initiative and decided to take Gohan away from Chi-Chi without paying child support, and decided to just drop him off in the woods for a whole year to beef that boy up and train him real good.
Man,
that's the perfect way to get stepdaddy card.
Piccolo did what no other man. He committed kidnap and then just to raise someone else's kid.
Yep.
Meanwhile, during this, Goku falls in Otherworld, which is this show's version of pretty much the afterlife, where he is being judged on where to go. We all know he's been.
He's like going to Snake Way, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he went on Snake Way. Which
I was waiting to that.
Which just wanted to Snake Way is everything. Those for our listeners who have watched the entirety of the series, I'm just going to say this right quick. Why does it seem like Goku enjoys being dead more than alive?
Say what?
I mean,
I don't think he enjoys it. I think it's called saving the world, and he just perhaps that situation he ends up dying. So I don't think he enjoys dying. I don't think anybody enjoys dying.
No. I mean, not dying, but I think he enjoys being in like otherworld more than the world of the.
I just think his circumstances make him go into the other world, and if you're stuck in the other world, you might as well, make use of what you can do there instead of just sitting there moping around. Oh, I'm dead. I'm in the other world. What can I do?
I mean, if anything, maybe he's just used to it.
And that's another thing too.
It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Other world.
He just spawns in the world. Hey, what's up? What's up, fellas? I'm back here again.
He's back from the gulag.
Come on. All right. Continue. What you were saying?
Yes. So during this, Goku is Kami comes into the other world, which by the way, Kami is he's the good half of Piccolo for those of you that are Dragon Ball fans. And also the Guardian of Earth. So he has manipulation in Otherworld. Now
And, Angelo,
Yeah, go ahead.
what race is Piccolo and Kami?
Oh, we're not there yet. We're doing this in order, Travis.
All right, so continue.
All right, so Kami pretty much tells the judge, "Hey, give this guy a second chance. Let him go through Snake Way so that he can meet up with King Kai. He'll take over from there." And Snake Way is a long ass road, so it's gonna
What was
take
it?
some time for Goku to get there.
I mean, I guess it was a good thing that Kai kind of cut like 2 episodes long of him getting to Snake Way. And, you know,
Which is, by the way, what I'm using for this.
I mean,
I was using Kai.
like the fact that I think I remember the fillers behind that was just like him stopping in certain parts of Snake Way.
Which is
What was
good.
it? They
I
said
kinda
in
enjoyed it.
the. Go ahead, Jay.
He was eating clouds. There was a scene where he was eating clouds. I think that got taken out. During Kai.
I personally, I enjoyed it. I mean,
No, there's nothing
whether
wrong.
it was fillers or not, I mean, I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it popping on every week of what episode it was, whether it was a filler episode or not. It's like, yo, DBZ is on, so.
No,
Yeah.
Jay is a fan of fluff. He is a man of fluff, and he enjoys his fluff.
Yeah, but there wasn't much fluff. It actually was paced correctly, in my opinion. The original anime of Dragon Ball Z and not Dragon Ball Z Kai. I can appreciate what they did with Kai with like the clear animation, and they cut episodes that were filler. But like even the original filler of Dragon Ball Z wasn't all that much, to be honest.
Well, it's not that it was like a lot of filler per se. It's just leading up to big showdowns and what took long. Like for instance, watching a battle going through, it made you appreciate a battle going through like 6 episodes for one battle, and it makes you because every week we all had to wait for the next. Oh, what's gonna happen next week?
But that's the whole point of it. That makes you enjoy the hell out of it and wants you to like, oh, I can't wait for next week. So
Exactly.
But remember, it's also using the situation of like a Saturday night cartoon situation, because if they had done Kai during our time, Dragon Ball Z would have been done in like instantly. Where I think the amount
exactly. So I think that's why I'm saying the filler was better, because look at everybody now. It's one of the best animes out there, and everybody enjoys it. And everybody. So I feel like, and if you look at it now, everybody's still looking at DBZ and all that, and Super, because even Super has fillers. But if you compare it to Kai, it's like Kai didn't have fillers, and nobody's really talking about Kai. Everybody's still talking about.
Well, there's no real difference between it besides just less episodes. It's like short and sweet and to the point.
But
so it's
but like you said, everybody was on there anticipating their feet. So you had like these longer saga battles going on because of the filler episodes. But you got to think about it here. Like everybody was enjoying that. Versus where Kai, it's like, all right, yeah, okay, we get to the point, next battle. And like you said, it was a lot shorter because there were no filler episodes. So everybody was even on top of that. Like people even still talk about the filler episodes because like they do hilarious things during those things.
I mean,
I do remember one filler moment where Goku just ended up down in hell, and he was like interacting with the 2 Hell twins.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
And remember, it is canon, but technically Goku and Piccolo have their driver's license. Now, I personally I have not watched Super yet, so I don't know how.
Oh my God! You guys don't say anything about Super.
No, not yet. We're focused on DBZ, the OG here.
But anyway, you can get back to it so we can get moving.
Yeah,
absolutely. Get moving.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're dragging here. All right. Anyways, Everyone in the Z Fighter crew decides to train in preparation for this 1 year. So we've got ourselves in the team. We got Yamcha, the meme lord of the group. We got Tien, our monk, third eye, along with his little creepy mime junior midget, whatever you want to call him.
Let it go.
Chaozu, it's Chaozu. It's fucking Chaozu. Anyways. Who else is there? Oh yeah, our friendly neighborhood Baldy, Krillin! Who else was training there? Oh, nobody else. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yajirobe was training there too. He did the most.
Yajirobe was not training.
Anyways, the crew was training. No. Let me go.
Yeah, no.
We can get to Yajirobe. Don't worry. But anyways,
Your shadow.
they start training alongside Kami and Mr. Popo for the year, and as that year comes down, we reached a point where the two Saiyans land on Earth. We got ourselves a big buff bald dude, another bald dude, named Nappa, which, fun fact, Nappa is a type of cabbage.
It is
then we've got
an auto parts store.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. We've also got the short, hot-headed prince himself, Vegeta. Now then, with Goku still making his way, Super Elite or whatever, it's better to just call him the Prince of Saiyans. Because that's what he is.
The one and
But
only.
anyways, during all of this, Goku is finishing up his training with King Kai after making his way through Snake Way, and King Kai teaches him two techniques, the Kaioken and the Denkei Dama, otherwise known as Spirit Bomb. But because he has to make his way back to the other end of Snake Way to be revived, because Master Roshi and Bulma used the Dragon Balls for him to get revived, the Z fighters have to take care of the two Saiyans. Now, instead of fighting them themselves, Vegeta and Nappa decide to bring out these little Cabbage Patch aliens known as Cybermen. Now, the Cybermen are... You know what they remind me of? They remind me of ghouls. Y'all ever seen ghoulies?
Not that I remember.
Ghoulies? They're like these little monster things that just wreak havoc. Kind of like the critters or the gremlins. Anyways, off track. Yamcha, the brave soul and sad soul, decides to take on one of these Cybermen and proceed to give the world one of the greatest Dragon Ball Z memes of all time, because
You see it across everywhere. But to his credit, before he ultimately ended up in a crater, he did hold his own.
Yeah,
he did hold his own.
Like he did not really fall. Like he didn't. It's not like he died. Like it was. If anything, he just died foolishly. You know, he didn't like. You know, he should have finished them or done anything to try, but he didn't. You know, the guy got a little too cocky, and then he just got himself blown up. So it's just like
the Wolf Fang.
Right
the
there.
Wolf Fang fist fell.
But he did, but he did actually do pretty good during the whole entire fight. Just that one moment, you know, boop.
Someone had to go, and unfortunately, it had to be Yamcha.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, carrying forth. Seeing this, Krillin gets pretty angry. He lets out a burst of energy that pretty much takes care of all of the other Cybermen. And that leaves Nappa entering the fray as he takes quick care of Tien, even hitting him so hard that he pretty much takes off one of his hands. This causes Chaozu.
The dude literally hit him in the arm and it fucking like disintegrated.
Oh yeah, he pretty much chopped it off.
Yeah.
Chaozu sees this and he decides to do the best thing, in my opinion, and he sacrifices himself by self-destructing on Nappa.
Oh my
It
God.
does nothing to Nappa, but it does anger Tien. And Tien uses his tri-beam to try and, get revenge for the little Mime Jr. But to no avail, it also did nothing and dies out of exhaustion. And yes, that is why he died. I double-checked. It was literally because of exhaustion.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, the man just got his hand torn off and everything, and he's gonna unleash his most powerful energy attack in defense or revenge for Chelsea. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, as bad as Yamcha died and how embarrassing he died, Chaozu was just. It wasn't even that. It wasn't. It was courageous of his own to do that just for nothing. Just for nothing. That's what sucks.
At least he didn't fall to vegetation.
I guess, yeah. Instead, he just blew himself up.
Yes. Anyways, Vegeta hears how Krillin, Piccolo, and Gohan keep talking about Goku arriving. And Vegeta gets intrigued, so he gives them a 3-hour window to see whether or not Goku will arrive. And typical shonen anime, the hero arrives at the last minute. So because of that, Piccolo, because he hasn't arrived yet, Piccolo has to step up and fight Nappa, and Nappa takes the opportunity to take a shot at Gohan. And while Piccolo screams at Gohan to move out of the way, the poor kid was just too scared to move. And thus, we get the first heroic moment for Piccolo. He steps in and takes the hit for his first student. As he looks upon Gohan, crying in front of him, he thanks him for not just seeing him as a monster like everybody else has, but for treating him as his very first friend. Enraged, Gohan lifts his hands and releases the Masenko. But even that did nothing. It was about to look dim for our heroes until Goku finally arrived. With a grin on his face and silence, Vegeta checks his scouter. And we get another iconic moment from Dragon Ball Z.
Everyone loves me.
Nappa asks Vegeta, "What's the scouter says?" And Vegeta goes, "It's over 9,000!" Iconic. Very iconic.
Very iconic moment. For context reasons, too, Angelo, as well, for our listeners. Vegeta actually knows who Goku is. His Saiyan name is Kakarot.
His Saiyan name is indeed Kakaroto, which is carrot. Actually, the official translation for Saiyan language, Kakarot translates to low-class warrior. Can you believe that?
No, I can.
Anyways, with Goku now in the scene, he actually takes care of Nappa fairly easy, unleashing a portion of the Kaioken to pretty much finish him off. Nappa turns to Vegeta, begging for help, but Vegeta is disgusted with how weak Nappa is and decides to kill him himself. Because why continue to have a big buff bald guy if he's not going to pull his weight? So Vegeta did what he does and destroyed the man named after a cabbage. This pisses Goku off. And it's just like, that was your friend. Vegeta's like, I ain't got no use for him. So, fearing that Vegeta will cause destruction in the neighboring area, he decides to change the scenery. They move their battle over to one of the great canyons in Dragon Ball Z. And we get very iconic moments, such as the battle stance that Goku does, which is an actual martial arts stance.
Yeah, that was back when they were still doing martial arts stance and techniques as part of the anime.
Yeah, I forget that Dragon Ball is like at its core a martial arts show.
Yeah.
So there's still plenty of martial art references.
Right. And honestly, I think after this saga, it was the turning point where it became more about power levels and not so much about martial.
Right.
I would say after the Frieza saga is when shit started to be more about how much they can raise their power level to the next level.
I don't know. We'll get there.
I mean, technically, Danilo is right, because if you think about it, I mean, Freezer Saga would be the next saga. So technically, yeah. If you think about it,
the Frieza Saga is actually the third saga, believe it or not. The Namek Saga, which is the first half, has its own dedicated saga.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You start off with the Namek Saga, which includes the Ginyu Force Saga as a subcategory.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Then-
if you want, but if you want to say that, then yeah, that's where it starts. But basically, I mean, I would still consider that saga a part of Frieza Saga.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
of course. Yeah, of course.
Because I thought it was kind of like
Because Freezer sends the Ginyu Force, if you think about it. So
exactly, it's like building up.
Yeah. He's the main pinnacle of the season, but how Toei cut the seasons into parts for their box set, they consider the Namek Saga and the Ginyu Saga its own thing. And it's because of just how long. It's just because of how long the Frieza saga is as a whole.
Yeah,
They probably felt the need to make it.
The Namekian saga pretty much based around the Namekian Dragon Balls. That's what that whole thing was about.
Because
But
even that, I still think it's still a part of the Frieza Saga, which basically I just feel that's when they basically mention up power ups and everything.
Yeah,
right. Well, it is the Frieza saga. Like, it's more or less like a sub category. Like, so entirety, it's the Frieza saga. If you want to be general about it, but if you're someone, if you're like a new viewer to Dragon Ball Z, you want to break it into sections so that people know exactly where they are.
I guess it kind
like,
of
hey, this is.
I guess it's kind of like the Android saga. Then there's the Cell saga, which is technically
even Trunks got his own saga.
Even though that technically they are connected because it's leading up to the main boss to that.
I get it. It's like its own sections within the saga, but that's what I'm saying. It's still that saga though.
Yeah.
The turning point basically was when Vegeta mentioned bajillion times the Super Saiyan of Legend.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting off track.
Okay. Continue.
Come on. Yep.
Let's go.
So Vegeta and Goku start their battle, and Goku says a very famous line that has always stuck to me because, Vegeta likes to talk his shit. And Goku pretty much tells him, hey, with enough training, even a low-class warrior can defeat an elite. That always stuck to me, But anyways,
Just look at it
we get a glimpse of our first beam struggle of the series, and that is the infamous Gallic Gun versus Kamehameha. And it's looking pretty grim for Goku with the Gallic Gun, because if he lets that thing land, quite literally, Vegeta would be able to destroy Earth. So, Goku pushes himself even further, and he keeps multiplying his Kaioken, going from 2 to 3, and then 4, even to the point where King Kai has to, telepathically talk to him and be like, no, Goku, you dumb fuck. If you go past 4, your body won't handle it. But Goku's like, times 4!
You just did.
And he completely murks Vegeta.
Unleashes.
And it's looking like Goku is about to win the battle until Vegeta pulls something out of his ass. Now, I failed to mention this before, but during the training with Gohan and Piccolo, Gohan stared into the moon. And something that happens to Saiyans when they look upon the moon, and any planet, doesn't have to be planet Earth's moon, they get a trigger in which they transform into a great ape. And Piccolo saw this and pretty much knew that if he didn't take care of it, he would be murked. So he literally bombs the moon. He destroys the moon.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool that he destroyed the moon. That was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
with Vegeta.
So
Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead.
So to break that down right quick, basically, what is known at this point in the series is that when a Saiyan looks at the moon, it unlocks their true Saiyan power, and they turn into a great ape, which is basically King Kong. Put it that way.
Pretty much. Well, no, actually, no, because King Kong is bigger than a great ape.
Is he?
Technically, yeah. King Kong
I
is
thought they were
bigger
around the same
than most
size.
great ape. No, because are they the same size?
I'm pretty sure.
How can you
Okay,
take a measurement? First of all, how can you take a measurement?
I think
King
you would just
Kong
basically
and anime ape.
Because they're both
No,
giant.
because there's official heights. There's official heights for these
I think
characters.
basically what they do is that they compare the size of the character from the size of like something like a building. So it's like if like let's say the Great Ape was walking by the Empire State Building, and it's basically and he's slightly bigger than that. So then you will take that measurement. And I think that's how they kind of measure how tall they really are.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I would say that's one way that they could measure it to kind of like determine the size of it. And I'm assuming, I mean, I often don't ever really understand how people figure out sizes or whether.
But that's what I'm trying to say. How do you figure out a size for that? So I mean, I would just
By looking it up, because there's official heights for these characters. You can literally look up what is the official height for Kong.
Yeah, I can see for that, but and then even that, is it an official source? That's also you got to look up.
So based on Wikipedia, it's supposedly 50 feet tall.
So right around.
And what
King
about
Kong.
great apes? Is that for the great apes or is that for Kong?
Great Ape.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
more or less the same size. I mean, these things are big enough. The great apes are big enough to go through and like climb buildings and destroy cities.
So
Some of them were to destroy planets.
So here's the Wikipedia for Kong. So this is from Godzilla versus Kong. So he grew because he technically grew during that movie. He is 337 feet.
All of it.
So he was 104 in Skull Island, and then Godzilla versus Kong, he went up. He went to 333.
Right. So
You know what?
like I said,
I don't even think it matters because Kong doesn't have the same strength compared
That's
to a
true.
great ape.
that wasn't even my point about the strength, Angelo. My point is, scale-wise, as in height and everything, basically, Saiyans look up at the full moon and they turn into King Kong. And later,
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, with that out of the way,
continue.
Vegeta pretty much regains his edge on this fight. He's literally about to break Goku's bones, and it's up for Krillin and Gohan to think of a way to help him out. And they do distract him, for Goku to start gathering energy for his spirit bomb. But Vegeta notices that he's up to some shenanigans and decides to grab his ass and proceeds to crush him some more. And this is where our good boy, fat boy, rice ball loving Yajirobe, who was indeed training with the others, cuts the tail. Yes, he was. He cuts the tail off of Vegeta. And because his power level was so low, Vegeta couldn't sense it. So, yeah.
Angelo is
But-
still waiting for royalties there. Akira Toyomura. Remember, he is Yajirobe.
Anyways, yeah, Simon D. Yajirobe, so I will take all the credit. Anyways, he cuts off Vegeta's tail, which reverts him back to normal. And Goku takes this like opportunity to tell Gohan, "Hey, look at the moon." And Gohan turns into a great ape himself and proceeds to like crush Vegeta. But after that, Vegeta is still like up and kicking, so Goku decides to finally shoot the Spirit Bomb, and Vegeta dodges it twice. First, it goes to Krillin, who redirects it over to Gohan because Vegeta dodges it. And Goku tells Gohan, "Hey, don't be afraid of it. It's only gonna attack guys with bad hearts." A silly mechanic, I'm not gonna lie. But Gohan it's so silly. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like
sense. If
I don't know, there's a theory behind that. There's a theory behind what happened about the Spirit Bomb in Vegeta, but we'll talk about that after the recap is finished.
that's fine.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, we'll talk about that after. So the Spirit Bomb finally hits Vegeta, but it doesn't kill him, unfortunately. But it weakens him to the point where he literally has to retreat. Seeing the opportunity, however, Krillin picks up Yajirobe's sword and tries to go for the kill before a beaten up Goku stops him, telling him, "Wait a minute, I like this guy, no homo. I'd like to fight him again."
Oh, damn.
And Krillin's like, "Man, are you serious? He's gonna give me PTSD for this." And Goku's like,
it was
"Nah,
saved by plot armor.
Pretty much, plot armor saved the day. Vegeta pretty much tells them, "Hey, I will be back, and I'm gonna be off over to Namek." And the group later finds Goku and the others in the canyon. And during the recuperation, everyone's getting healed up and such. Popo ends up telling the group, or I believe it was Popo that told them. It was Popo that told them, "Hey, a long time ago, Kami came from a spaceship. You can use that spaceship to get to planet Namek, which is where Kami and Piccolo are from. Since that is where Vegeta is going, because guess what? They are going to need the Dragon Balls from Namek in order to revive their friends. Because in Dragon Ball, or at least in Earth, Shenron, the mystical dragon that can grant any wish once all 7 are gathered, can revive a single person only once. Because of this, they're going to use the power of the Dragon Balls from another planet to revive their other friends. Which will kick us off to the next season of Dragon Ball Z in the Namek Saga. Now then, with the recap officially done, each of us will have a question to ask the group, and each of us will answer said question. Because there's originally 5 of us, I will be asking the group 2 questions, and I will be providing my own answer as well, as you guys will provide answers for yourself. Who would like to ask their first question?
Before we start that, though, Angelo, I do have a little fun fact because I looked it up as you were reading the recap. So,
Okay.
actually, Travis actually has a point here. So it says here that King Kong's height is somewhat open to interpretation in the original 1933 film, although the director, Marion Cooper, envisioned a massive 40 to 50 foot ape. The model scaled to 18 feet on Skull Island and then 24 feet in New York.
But does that include the MonsterVerse Kong? Because that's a different iteration.
Not really. That's the original Kong.
Was it?
Yeah, the original Kong from 1939, yes, but that Kong is its own Kong. MonsterVerse Kong is completely different.
About it, GBZ was made after that. The Monster Kong was kind of made a little bit later. So if you really think about it, the idea is most likely getting it from the 1939 column.
So I guess
I don't know because
Yeah.
what the MonsterVerse does is that they take kaiju's and then they change their origin. Because the 1939 Kong, his origin compared to the Kong that we have now is completely different.
Yeah, but if you think about it, just by that description, 40 to 50 feet, because it says when I looked up the same thing for the great apes, it says great apes are from 50 feet, they have it to 100 feet. So if you look at that and that, it looks like they were basing it off the original Kong.
But that was my point, and I appreciate the comparison. But that was my only point behind it. Was like basically, at this point in the anime, the Saiyan warriors would look at a full moon and unleash their true Saiyan power at this point, and basically become King Kong.
I mean,
becoming monkeys.
I mean, I guess it could be based on the height of like the Saiyans. For instance, Nappa was bigger than Vegeta. And then, so, like, if they both were to turn into great apes, I think...
No, I don't think so.
Taller.
No, I don't think so either, because when Gohan and them changed, they were still the same. It was about the same height.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's been numerous scenes that include multiple great apes, and they're all literally the same height.
Even when Goku was a kid, he looks the same height.
I mean, it's because you guys said around 50 and up. So I don't know how that goes up.
That's what it says on the DBZ Grade 8 Wikipedia. They can go up to 50 to 100. So
I wonder.
Anyways, I just wanted to say that. So we can go on to the next person. The first person to ask their first question, and we can go from there.
Well, anyone can volunteer to do their first. So if nobody wants to go first, I'll go first.
I can go first and see how this goes.
All right, Daniel, you have the floor.
Stage, Daniel. Yeah, take the stage.
All right. So it's not a huge controversy, but it is somewhat. Who technically won the fight? And this is between Vegeta and Goku. No outside forces, their abilities. So no outer force around them, just their abilities, and who technically won the fight.
All right, we each got a minute to answer this.
Angela, would you like to go first, sir?
Oh yes, of course. Hands down, Vegeta.
Yes,
because if you take out the outside support like Gohan, Yajirobe. First of all, if Yajirobe was out of there and Vegeta turned grade 8, that's it. That's done for our guy.
Yeah, it's not a huge controversy, but people do still believe that because of the fact of like the plot armor situation that Goku technically won, but no, technically that's to me how I see this is that the Saiyans won the battle, but Goku and the crew won the war, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes lots of sense.
If he didn't have the assistance of his friends and his son, Goku would have lost 10 times over.
Yeah,
easily.
Much.
All right.
Vegeta had more battle experience. He had more resilience. He had more energy than Goku at that time. Because you gotta think, Goku had stopped training after the events of Dragon Ball in the World Martial Arts Tournament. He thought the world was at peace. He thought everything was fine. He stopped training. Vegeta is a born warrior who continuously trains.
All right, Travis.
Yep.
Is that going to count towards your answer, my guy?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Danilo, you pretty much answered your own question too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to know you guys' opinion on it.
All right, Jay.
So mine, real quick. My opinion on it, I would say it's a little bit unfair if you think about it, because
boy.
If you think about it, Vegeta knew more than Goku on their whole Saiyan culture. So Goku didn't understand the whole tail thing, because when Goku lost his tail, he was a kid and he didn't understand that whole process. Versus Vegeta knew what was going to happen with his tail. And you got to remember, when Gohan turned into a grade 8, Goku wasn't around. Goku was dead. So if you think about it, Vegeta had more knowledge on how to use what he had than what Goku had.
I can debunk this. Actually, I can debunk this.
Oh,
Goku versus Raditz. How did he stop Raditz for a brief moment? He grabbed the tail. Goku knows that the tail is the weakness. It's been used on him numerous times. So if he had an opening while Vegeta was in grade 8 form, he would go for the tail using a ki blast or something.
But at that time,
he would have an opening.
No, I think he didn't learn about the tail situation of him being the Grey Ape until after they met Raditz.
Okay, not the grade 8 part, but the weakness of the tail was always there.
But that's not what I was saying. I wasn't saying the weakness of the tail. I'm talking about the grade 8. Vegeta knew, and so he used that to his advantage.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like in these types of fights, you're going in expecting the unexpected, and when you fight an opponent like that, you have to assume that they know something you don't, and you just have to be prepared.
Not really, because if you think about it, Vegeta didn't expect anything of Goku. I mean, like you said, the others had to help,
and he still fought him
because Vegeta went in there thinking, Vegeta's a cocky ass motherfucker, so Vegeta thinks he can beat anybody. So
Fair enough.
That point right there, that point that you bring up on Vegeta doesn't even fucking matter because that's just Vegeta. So if you brought it up on somebody else, then okay, maybe I'll give you that. But fucking Vegeta just goes in cocky, so it doesn't even matter on that.
Not to mention, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Jay. You're absolutely. Not to mention too, you have to understand something right now. Vegeta didn't even give a shit about going to Earth to avenge Raditz. He didn't give a damn about Raditz at all. He wanted to go to Earth to get the Dragon Balls, wish for immortality. Why? Because he still, even in the Saiyan saga, he wanted to go through and kill Frieza.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fight just turned out to be one was more prepared than the other, and one had more experience than the other, and it's just I think that's just proving the situation that that at this point Vegeta was the better fighter because he was able to use all his abilities to win, and he used every bit of it.
I guess I will go next for the next question.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, because we gotta get this going. So my question is, you guys might think this is hilarious, is why does Piccolo feel like it's his job to train Gohan and no one asked him to?
Me. Okay, I want to answer this.
All right, go ahead.
Because he accepted the stepdaddy card.
Oh my God! No!
Asked him. You know what?
Oh no!
Yeah, we're gonna go through and have a green alien be a stepdaddy.
Falling back to what Danilo said earlier, Gohan has a mother, which technically Piccolo not bringing him to his mother, yes, that's kidnapping. So the fact that even Chi-Chi's not even blowing her mind, like where the fuck is my son, is kind of crazy to me too.
Yeah, I understand what but to me the reason that I without being corny, I don't want to say that he just had a change of heart and so now he just wants to take care of somebody else's kid. I think it's
I think realistic. I don't think it was corny.
You had your turn, sir. Hey.
Okay. All right.
I think it was just more of the acceptance that after fighting rats and basically almost dying, I think he did a lot. I think he was trying to be smart and trying to we need more firepower. So I'm gonna train this 5-year-old kid who did a super headbutt to this guy. For what?
I don't know.
What,
because I feel like
if I may interject right quick.
I feel like if he did the right thing and brought him back to his mother, I don't think we would have Gohan as a fighter, to be honest with you.
No, we wouldn't. I absolutely agree with that.
So isn't it? Are you questioning?
right quick.
Okay.
Right
okay.
quick. Okay. Here's the deal. Okay. This is why Piccolo did this to begin with. This is why he took Gohan off training and everything. Yes, there's a plot hole with Piccolo and Chi-Chi and not knowing where the hell her son is. I agree with that, Jay, absolutely. And you're not wrong at all. But here's the deal. He saw Gohan's potential when they fought Raditz. He saw how strong Gohan could become, and he wanted to unlock that. Granted, it took them far longer than that to actually unlock that power that Gohan always had and everything. But that is exactly why Piccolo took him to train. Is because he knew how incredibly strong Raditz was just by fighting. And Vegeta and Nappa was supposed to be even stronger than Raditz. So Piccolo knew they were going to be boned no matter what. Even with Goku's help, he still was fearful that they were going to lose. So he saw the potential in Gohan and wanted to harness that power, basically make him cannon fodder.
All right, Travis. 1 minute.
I mean,
Done.
Or we could just go, or we could just agree that maybe he just wanted a little mini me. You know, you just wanted.
I mean, that's what I feel
his
like.
His own little Piccolo. You know,
he dresses just like Piccolo and everything, and then he's always around Piccolo, and to this day. So I feel like Piccolo just wanted like a little son, and knowing that Goku is always fucking dying, he's just like, yeah, let me just take him in.
That became
but I still
his
think it should have like the fact that fucking Chi-Chi didn't go ape shit about it is kind of fucking amazing to me as a parent.
Like, son, you're coming with me. Your father keeps dying, so I will take care of you, my son.
No, I agree. I agree that.
But anyways,
I agree that eventually, yes, Piccolo saw Gohan as a good friend and possibly like a son of his own. But that eventually came. At first, at base level, it was you're ridiculously strong. You cracked Saiyan armor, which is supposed to be damn near indestructible. You have a crapload of potential. I'm going to train you in order to fight the Saiyans so that we have a chance of the planet not being destroyed.
But anyways, it's
Travis.
You're getting a little...
Yeah. It's my turn. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Travis is the embodiment of filler episodes. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
All right.
No, I say that with love, Travis.
Your question, Travis?
My question. All right, that's an easy one. And speaking of filler episodes, there, Angelo, who do you believe best character development in the entirety of the Saiyan saga?
Piccolo.
Best character development?
Yes.
I mean, best character development would be all of them.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
No,
I don't know. I think Piccolo. I think Piccolo had more of the development because of the fact of like your question was, because the whole concept of kidnapping someone else's kid, training them to try to teach them how to live, to even like being a little bit compassionate by feeding him every now and then and helping him in certain situations.
But that's not really character development. I feel like his more character development would be more of in the next saga for him.
All right. My turn for the answer.
Okay.
I have to agree with Danilo, and I'm going to use the most out of this minute. Piccolo definitely is the one that had the most character development because of the character that he was in the prior series. In all of Dragon Ball, Piccolo, after Piccolo Jr. hatched from his egg, he was technically the final bad guy. And he was out to kill Goku. So, to turn a monster, a villain, into a hero who got his heart changed by training a child that isn't even his, mind you, stepdaddy card, is, a good definition of character development.
Again,
because he literally...
Nobody asked him to train that kid.
He did. No one needed to ask him because he knew it had to be done.
You need to ask the mother. Thank you very much.
Hey, by the way,
I don't think so.
I think you do. Hey, let me think about it. So you're okay with somebody taking your kid, not knowing where your kid is, Angelo, and then they're just taking him off. You don't see him for a couple years. You're okay with that?
Actually, 1 year.
I mean, if I find out later on that it was meant to save the world,
no. That's not what they do with Chi-Chi.
Technically, they never really.
He's like the last person to find out what the hell happened.
Yeah, I would say Chi-Chi
that's
was the
such
last
a plot hole. All right, you have your points. Jay has his points, but I'm still gonna defend the fact that Piccolo had the most character development simply because of the character that he was before.
I think they all have the same amount.
No, I would say Gohan.
Yeah, I would say he probably had the
Danilo. You had your answer.
Oh,
you had your answer.
Sorry.
I would
Travis.
say it's all good, but listen, I honestly would say Gohan. I mean, coming from a 4-year-old boy who didn't know anything about his heritage, didn't know anything about fighting or anything else like that, and going through the training that he did with Piccolo, and even prior to that, going through and stepping up to Raditz at the age of 4. And everything, and going through the entirety of the training with Piccolo, learning how to fend for himself and live off the land, and how to fight and everything, and then going through and fighting Nappa, and then eventually Vegeta and helping out his father against Vegeta. I would say it was Gohan.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that answer.
Eric,
can't be mad at that answer.
Your turn, Angelo, for your next 2 questions.
Alrighty, last but not least, my first question for you guys will be, who is the MVP of this saga, this season? And I will go ahead and answer this question first, just to get it out of the way. I believe that Yajirobe is the MVP of this season.
Oh my!
It's because he cut the tail off of Vegeta that those motherfuckers live to begin with.
Oh God!
Listeners,
I
was just saying that because literally Yajirobe is his spirit character across the board.
No, because I agree with him. I was going to say Yajirobe if I was going first.
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
I mean,
all right. Travis, is that your official answer or what?
I mean, don't get me wrong here. If it wasn't for Yajirobe, they all would have been screwed. I absolutely agree with that. I do. But, and it's too cliche to say Goku, because duh. But, no, my MVP, or I'm sorry, my NVC, would definitely have to be Piccolo because of his sacrifice to Gohan.
No, I can't agree with that.
I can sort of I can agree with us, with Piccolo just because he like I said, even from like the other questions is like it's always like I said like everyone else, Piccolo did do the most work until he died,
and he went out in style.
So 2 for Piccolo, 2 for Yajirobe. I did not expect that.
This mother. But what about the farmer, bro? The farmer, man.
The farmer.
We are not talking about the farmer.
The farmer with the shotgun, man. He
no. He's not important. That's why I didn't include him in the recap.
But you should. He was like the first person killed. At least give him
really respect.
He only lasted like 5 seconds in the this series.
That was 5 seconds of badassery.
This man went from the resort to, man, I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna pull out the shotgun and see what's gonna happen.
Damn right. That's how we quit.
Fuck around and find out. But obviously he found out big time.
All right, time for the final question for this first episode of Anime Kai.
Gentlemen, right quick, but maybe not MVP, but for like the character who had the most balls goes the farmer.
The farmer.
God damn it, Travis!
He has the most Dragon Balls in this saga.
All right, Angelo, ask your last question.
You embodiment of filler. Anyways, the final question. And I'd like to answer this first. To get out of the way.
No, you went first.
Okay. All right. What is one thing about the season that you would change, and why?
Jay, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Mine is, which might be surprising to you guys, is make Nappa a better fucking opponent. I mean,
really?
Oh.
I mean,
what?
Let's hear why. Let's hear why.
Let's let him talk. Let's hear him out.
So I feel like Nappa was too much of a fucking easy opponent. I mean, Goku comes down, just whips his ass really easily, and then Vegeta throws him up and fucking he just kills him. Like you build him up prior, where Radix is like, you got two more Saiyans and they're stronger than, you know, blah blah blah. And then Nappa comes down, he kills, like, you know, obviously all these other guys are a little bit weak, but, and I mean, even Piccolo, you didn't even really give Piccolo a battle against him, and then all of a sudden, you know, Goku comes down, whoops his ass real quickly, and then Vegeta just throws him up. It's like, what did we even watch here? Like, we didn't even see Nappa go full power, like somewhat like Vegeta, because, you know, Nappa had a tail too. So it's like, what, you know, I think they could have put Nappa a little bit stronger and had a little bit of a longer fighting, you know, going on battles for him than what he got.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
That is fair. I don't think we got to see the full potential of Nappa, honestly.
Yeah, no. I never thought of Nappa like that, but now that you mention it, a few more episodes of him fighting Gohan would have been nice.
I could tell my answer.
Oh, go ahead, Danilo.
So I think I'm gonna go hop on where Jay was going. I think I would love if Nappa was more towards like had like basically been a lot staying alive longer throughout the series. Maybe like at least maybe like, you know, to kind of see his development become much stronger, just like Vegeta, or even one day see this man go from like Super Saiyan Nappa. Like, oh shit, can you imagine that?
Danilo, you're not supposed to mention Super Saiyan.
Okay. You know, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, you know, because like me not watching Super yet, you know, like, you know, there's not a lot of Saiyans other than the kids and then Vegeta and Goku and stuff like that. So like it would have been pretty cool to kind of see Nappa have a little bit more of a character development, or at least up until like a certain saga, and then if he dies, and you know, like everything else. It just kind of sucks that we never hear from them ever again. And then it's just like,
okay.
It's like,
I mean,
I guess he was a plot device. So I guess we'll just put it that way.
I mean, the
he was definitely a power scale device.
No, he was a power scale device. That's exactly what I was going to say, actually, because that's an excellent segue there, Angelo. Like, Nappa was basically the muscle, and even though he was weaker than Vegeta, that's figure that one out. But absolutely, I would love to have seen like more character development, more of a, maybe even like a slight backstory of Nappa, because whether he's meant as like muscle or not, he's still a part of the Saiyan race. So he is a Saiyan and everything. So obviously, there's not very many of them left and everything. So you know, it's important to know who's still around. So you know, just to write him up, just to write
your answer?
Like muscle, but you know, whatever.
Is that your answer, Travis, or do you have an answer?
No, I would say I agree. It would have been nice to go through and learn a little bit more about Nappa.
Damn, all three of you guys chose Nappa?
No.
I did not expect this.
I'll say he would. I wish there was just.
I think it would have been a lot
keep
better.
Keep the story the same, but with more development for maybe for the village.
Like I'm saying, I mean, he didn't have to go past the Saiyan saga. I just think, like I said, I feel like Nappa should have had better battle scenes. He didn't really battle. If you think about it.
I mean, when you think about it, he kind of punched around a little kid. So, I mean,
if you think about it here, the Saberman did Yamcha, and then you got Tien. He just chops his arm off, and then Tien dies because of his himself. And then you got Chaozu, who blows himself up, and Yamcha's obviously stronger than him. So then you get, Piccolo sacrificing himself. So there goes Piccolo, and then Goku shows up right before Gohan. So it's like, and then you didn't even have him fight Krillin. So it's like, if you think about it, it's like Nappa really didn't battle anybody like how Vegeta battles and everything like that. Even Radix even fought. So it was just like you didn't really
do anything.
He didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
He was a wall.
That's true.
So, but anyways, Angelo, since we all three went with Nappa, who are you going with? What would you change?
Well, I didn't.
It's not.
My answer was not Nappa, just so we were. But Angelo, you go ahead.
Well, Travis, go ahead and answer your question, Mister Filler.
Your question. What I would change about the entirety of the Saiyan saga? I would honestly go with probably the aspect of Snake Way. Honestly, I liked how they kind of cut it down in like during the Kai, the remastered version of Dragon Ball Z. I like how they kind of ended out because one of the biggest questions that always circled my brain was that how is it that Goku, after finishing his training in Kai and coming back to life, decided to fly full speed down Snake Way, but when he was dead, he had to walk down it.
At first I thought when he went full speed, I thought it was a super jump, or maybe that's.
Oh no, no, he flew.
He was
like
full blown flying through Snake Way when he was on his way back to the check-in station.
But you also got to remember,
wasn't that
he trained, so he got stronger. So you got to think about that because when he went to go fight Radix, he had to use Nimbus to get there.
That's true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was using Nimbus.
He didn't know how to fly. Radix knew how to fly, but not Goku. Goku had to use Nimbus to get there. So when he went to King Kai, he learned how to
forgot
fly.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nimbus.
Yeah, Nimbus. So I guess my thing would be probably which they already did if you watch Dragon Ball Z Kai instead of the OG Dragon Ball Z like we all have. My whole thing would be change the aspect of like Snake Way, I guess.
No, okay, Angelo, yours.
Yes. So my answer to this question would be not necessarily one particular character, but the one thing I would change would be the scenario, which is the Z Fighters versus the Cybermen and Nappa. Because I feel like in the writing department, the writers must have forgotten the abilities that these characters have. First of all, Chaozu. He's got telekinetic powers.
Mm-hmm.
All he had to do was paralyze the Cybermen, which would give Krillin the Destructo Disc opening to just chop them off,
I mean, but
and
I thought it was supposed to be a one-on-one situation. Yeah, like
it didn't have to be one-on-one.
Except you also forgot the aspect of two between Yamcha's with Yamcha and his cockiness and overconfidence.
Right. But that's why I'm saying that's what I would change is the scenario. Like, keep the character's personality, but have them strategize as well. Like, have Yamcha be cocky about the fact that they can win through strategizing, not just win by himself. Because here's how I map it out. And I'm not trying to drag on this answer. So, Chaozu paralyzes them with his telekinetic powers.
Okay.
Krillin takes care of them either with the Destructo Disc or the same multiple falling down energy blast that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And that would force Nappa to go into the fight much earlier than expected. So now Nappa's not being cocky about the fight anymore because he was cocky literally. Because he saw them as weaklings.
But
now that they took
I
care,
think that's the whole purpose of it, though. I think he wanted to make them weaklings. If you think about it,
I know, but I want to change that direction because what is the point of having side characters and have them train and develop if they're just going to be quickly outshined?
To get the suspense, to kill screen time while you're waiting for the stronger heroes to build up, train and all that, because that's what Goku was doing. He was training while they were all fighting. So, it's like, all right, come in last minute to save them, boom. Like, but if you just sit here and they all like defeat Nappa, it's like, all right, now they're all fighting Vegeta.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying that they defeat Nappa. I'm saying that they strategize and use their techniques in smart ways.
You also got to remember, as you say, you like to strategize. You got to remember, they all didn't really kind of work together. I mean, they all kind of did.
That's why I'm saying that. That's my change.
I think it's like that.
Not even working together at that moment. I'm talking about like training wise. They were all still doing their own training on their own. Like even when
I thought they were training together with Kami.
Yeah,
they were literally training in the same area.
That doesn't mean they were fighting against each other in the training. That means they were just there in the same location.
Also, right. And Angelo, you're right and everything, but you're also out to understand this too. You're basically taking one of the core elements of Dragon Ball Z, which is the code of the warrior. When one of the Z fighters steps up to the plate to go through and fight an opponent, the other ones back off and let him or her have their battle and not interfere.
That is not true. That is not true.
Yes, it is. Yes,
no, it's not. Literally, the first fight of Dragon Ball Z is 1 versus 2. Raditz, Goku, and Piccolo.
Well, that is because Goku had not trained all. It was completely prepared. But you literally see after that moment.
No. As we get into further seasons, there are multiple instances of either one guy versus more than one guy, or vice versa. It's never 1-on-1 every single time.
Right, you're absolutely right.
I think it's more. I think it's more about the writing of the situation of like giving certain characters more to shine by giving them more of like, oh, here's this scenario where you're gonna fight a 1-on-1 or like one major side character versus the bad guy and stuff like that, and just giving it kind of like, I mean, it's just more or less like a shonen trope where, you know,
I just wanted our characters
lose for the main character to come in and save the day. Whether I don't want to keep saying tropes because this is the template of most of the shonen animes out there nowadays.
I just wanted the characters to utilize their ability. Because how cool would it have been for...
Angel,
hold on.
Angel, that is an incredible point, because honestly, if they were to like utilize their abilities and everything and actually work together as a team, who knows how it could have turned out. But for some reason, they decided to go through and like have Yamcha just take the stage or whatever, have his moment, and then turn into one of the biggest memes in Dragon Ball history.
Well, this is how I would picture it though. Like, I want to finish how I would picture the scenario.
Yes.
I would they would get rid of the Cybermen the way I explained it. You know, Chaozu would be tired because he used telekinesis on more than one person, and Nappa would step in to take care of Krillin, who just used an attack, but Krillin would use Solar Flare to blind him, which would give Yamcha the opening to use his Spirit Ball, which we hadn't seen since Dragon Ball. And, you know, as the Spirit Ball, if you don't remember, he controls its movements. It doesn't, disappear the moment it touches you. You can hit the person multiple times. While that's happening, Tien can go on into the air and, use his Tri-Beam the same way he does with a certain character in later seasons. But all I'm saying is a more strategized battle, but with the same outcome. That way, the fight isn't so that way it just doesn't look like they trained for nothing. Yes, they're still gonna lose because, Goku, but have them lose in a much more rewarding
dignified way.
Yeah, dignified, that's the word.
But if they didn't lose the way that they did, we wouldn't have Yamcha.
No.
I guess.
I mean, I guess.
But
what?
With all those questions answered now, sorry, Danilo. I think it's about time we wrap this up, guys. Don't you think?
All right. So, are we gonna do like final verdict?
Final verdicts, as in ratings. Yes.
Yeah, ratings.
Yeah. So how I do ratings, I don't know about you guys, but I will never give something a 10 out of 10 because that would mean that they are perfect.
And no decimal points.
Yeah, well, I don't mind decimal points.
I do,
to be honest. But okay, no decimal points because of filler man here. But anyways, I'll give the Saiyan Saga I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because it is a decent starter to a season. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it does what it needs to do. It introduces a new threat. It introduces new characters, and it pushes the series forward to what it is now. But it is also still technically a slow burner in a way.
Yeah, I'd have to give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was not expecting a 5.
Danilo?
What would you give it?
I guess it would be somewhat. I guess 6, just because I do like the fight scenes at the I think it's the fight scenes is where it's at, but I think that's for a good start. It's a 6.
Okay, Travis.
I'm gonna agree with Jay on this one. I'm gonna give the Saiyan Saga a 5. Yes, you're right, Angela. It does what it needs to do, as most shonens do. But there were so many plot holes and everything. Like, obviously, they didn't have to over-explain everything, but they could have done more than what they did. And your idea for the Z Fighters when they went up against Cyberman and Nappa, that's actually an excellent idea. It would have made more sense too.
All right. With the ratings out of the way, I'd like to thank our listeners wherever you listen to the podcast. Podcast will fall on Anchor first, but we'll stream out into Spotify and I believe Google Podcasts. I have first of all, how can our audience find you guys? Travis, I know you have a YouTube channel. If you want to go ahead and advertise that, if you want.
I do have a YouTube channel. It's Nintendo Travis Gaming. Yes, it's spelled just as it sounds, but I haven't visited or used it in quite a while. So you can find me on Anchor with these fine gentlemen, or when we decide to branch out from here, you get that. Other than that, I have no other platforms.
All right. Well, for me, you guys can find me on Hikarikage 1997 on YouTube. I haven't posted anything in a long time, but the YouTube channel is going to go through a revival stage. So stay tuned for that. Also, I am a photographer and graphic designer. So if you have an Instagram, feel free to check out my official photography Instagram at AS Photography and Graphics. Danilo, Jay, you guys want to put anything? Or it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be you guys. You can support other people too, and just give shout outs if you want.
I have a YouTube account. Just haven't really done much on it lately. So I don't know if I am going to continue anything on it. I do want to put out there, which you guys do know, I do custom shirts. So anybody need to get out there, hit me up. I can do custom shirts. Let me know what you want, and I can get the price back to you.
Where can they hit you up, though? They got to know.
So you can find me on my Facebook Messenger under JC Smith, JAYCEE, and then Smith. That's where you can find me.
All right, and you guys can find me at my YouTube channel, Dwat Chang. DUA Chan, CHAN, or Twitter, under Evil Panda at AD82492.
All right. I'd like to put in an email address for anyone that wants to put in comments. Let us know how we're doing. For now, until I make an official email for the entire group, just use mine as a default. It'll be Angelo PSN, like the PlayStation Network, just to make it easier. Sepulveda, SCPULVEDA18@gmail.com, and let me know how we're doing so far in our first episode. And stay tuned next time. We're going to try and do this on a weekly basis. Obviously, we'll have to adjust to everyone's schedule, but we'll do our best to make sure that this does not die out. And we would like to improve as we go along with our listeners. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, my good gentlemen, for joining me on the start of this epic journey of the Anime Kai podcast.
Thank you for having us, Angelo. At least
No problem.
Hey, thank you for having us. Let's do this. Let's do some more.
Alrighty.
we got a lot
That's
of
a wrap.
topics and everything.
Alrighty. Stay tuned next time for Anime Kai. Thank you.
Thank you.